Hi my loves, and welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. Big week this week, big week. I also really love it when we get a new week and a new month start on the same day. So we've got Monday, the 1st of September. And that's what this week kind of feels like. It feels like a new beginning. It really does. It's got that energetic signature of starting new, making change. And it'd probably help if I just talk you through it as the week goes. So Monday, Saturn retrogrades back into Pisces. So this is going to help us now to begin to really review things that have been happening in our lives since 2023, which is when Saturn moved into Pisces. So the main work we've been doing during the time that Saturn has been in Pisces has been around spiritual discipline, emotional boundaries, trusting in the universe and the unseen. Really begin to forge really strong foundations and structures in a connection to the divine, connection to our soul self, connection to source. And it's really been asking us to put in place structures and foundations and a commitment, like a daily commitment to the sacred and the spiritual. And that's going to be even more important because now we're in that big eclipse portal. And this eclipse portal is a priestess portal. It's asking us to come into deep devotion and service and connection to the spiritual and the unseen. And so Saturn moves back into Pisces at the start of the week. This is really kind of setting the tone for the week and for our future. Because as Saturn moves back, Saturn will then move into Aries in February and begin a whole new cycle around the zodiac wheel. So this is giving us a last little dip back into those kind of Saturn in Pisces vibes to say, are your spiritual foundations strong? Is your level of trust strong? Is your connection to your soul self, your higher self, your guides, the universe, is that strong? And if not, can you begin this week by really once again putting those foundations in place, whatever that might be for you? It might be a daily meditation practice, it might be prayer, it might be journaling, it might be energy work, whatever it may be, especially after the busyness of summer. And we're really going to be asked to look at that this week. What got off track when it came to your spiritual practices? It might be that you stopped doing yoga quite so much, you stopped meditating because you didn't have time, you stopped doing all of those things that keep you anchored to the sacred and the spiritual. And as Saturn moves back into Pisces, Saturn is going to say, in order to get to this future that we're all wanting to create, this new future, this new beginning, that's really going to be set in motion next February when we get that big Saturn-Neptune conjunction. What do you need to be putting in place now to ensure that your spiritual foundation is strong and you have a deep connection not only to yourself, but also to the universe, source, God, goddess, any names you choose to give it, your higher self, your soul? Are we spiritually strong? This is also a really beautiful time to look at how have you muddied your energy, or how do you give away your energy? Where do you leak your energy? Where do you allow your energy to become muddied? Whether that is looking to the outside world too much for validation, or what should I do, and what do you think I should do, or what are the answers? Whether it's giving away your power in certain ways, whether it's just always being too busy, like wrapped up in day-to-day life to really commit to and connect to your spiritual practices. Really look at your energy. Is your energy clean and clear, or where are your energetic channels muddied? And can you begin to clear up your energy as well, so that you can begin to hold more of the high frequency, high vibrational energies that are coming into Earth at this time? Now, this is going to be really backed up then on Tuesday as Mercury moves into Virgo. So as Mercury moves into Virgo, this makes our minds focused, practical, efficient. There will be a need to clear the clutter, to just look at your life, to look at where things have got cluttered, to look at where your mind is cluttered, your energy is cluttered, your home is cluttered, your emotions are cluttered, and just begin to clear the clutter. Mercury in Virgo will come in with a focus on the details and wanting to get straight again after summer. So it's almost like Mercury in Virgo is going to come in and go, wow, what happened over the last few weeks or months? Everything is a little bit of a mess. Let's start to clear this all up. Let's start to put it all back into some kind of order. So this is going to really help us then as we move through the week to go, okay, those spiritual practices that got off track, those things that make me feel good, that I let go of in the height of summer, this is when now I'm going to begin to bring it all back, and I'm going to start to get focused and disciplined again, and your mind will be really on board for this. The only thing I want you to watch out for is fault finding and perfectionism. So Virgos, love you. I've got some Virgo in my chart, love you. But Virgo can bring that picky perfectionism, finding fault in everything. So rather than looking at all the clutter and going, okay, let's sort this out, Virgo could have a tendency to go, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Just watch for that fault finding, being picky, being perfectionist, not only with yourself, but also with everybody around you as well. Just want you to pay attention to that. Now, this energy keeps on going then, as on Wednesday, Mercury then will square Uranus. So what this will do is bring this big desire for change. And so where you've been noticing what's got off track over summer, if you notice those bad habits have kicked in, if you notice over summer that rather than go to your yoga mat or your meditation cushion, you've been doing the doom scrolling or scrolling Instagram or just doing those little habitual things that aren't that good for you, you're going to feel this real desire now for change. Anything that has not been serving you, anything that has been pulling you off track, anything that's been muddying or scattering your energy, there's going to be this real sense of, no, I need to make change. Like, I've got to make change to this. I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep saying yes to that. I don't want to keep putting my time and energy and awareness and effort there because it's not bringing any results for me. Instead, I want to put my focus over here. It's going to really, really show you and bring deep insight into those little kind of changes that have crept in over summer that haven't been serving you, and bring that discipline now to create the change. As Mercury meets Uranus, Mercury is our mind, our human mind, our thinking mind. Uranus is the cosmic mind, the cosmic consciousness. So whenever these two meet, we also get insights, downloads, deep intuitive flashes. We can find solutions to problems. So again, if you put things off over summer because you've been like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that right now, or not got the time or energy for that because I don't know what to do about it, or I'm just going to pretend that everything's okay because I look at my diary and I'm so busy that I can't make the changes right now. You're going to find all these solutions to problems coming in, and those really clear insights of what you can no longer keep doing, what you've been avoiding, ignoring, making excuses around. It's going to be very, very clear where those changes need to be made. And then on Friday, this is when we get the hit of motivation to really make those changes. Mars is going to square Jupiter. So as Mars, planet of motivation, drive and desire, meets Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, good luck, good fortune, it brings this high energy, enthusiasm, optimism, motivation, this sense that you can do anything, achieve anything. So you might have looked at the clutter at the beginning of the week and gone, oh my God, this is too much. Come the end of the week, you're going to look at it all and be like, okay, here we go, let me sort all of this out. So it brings this huge sense that anything can be done. And so what I want you to really look at towards the end of the week is the changes that you do need to make, that you've been putting on hold, the things you've been ignoring and avoiding. Use that enthusiastic energy to do it. And also to look at any new projects you've been thinking of starting that you put on hold over summer because you were too busy, or anything that got left unfinished or abandoned over summer. This is now like your last big energy push towards the final few months of the year to get things done. And so in this day, it's a great opportunity to begin to really put some focus back into those things you've been putting on hold. Don't wait for next year. Don't fall into that mistake of like, oh, I'll just wait for next year now. Do what you can now. Even if you don't do it all now, do what you can now to get things in progress, get things started, lay the foundations, and it will really serve you a lot more in the long run. Saturday, Uranus will station retrograde. And so Uranus is going to move. Uranus is at the very beginning degrees of Gemini. Over its retrograde period, will move back into Taurus. So again, in a similar way to Saturn, we've now got that revisiting of those Taurus energies as Uranus moves back there. Uranus was in Taurus since 2018, and so we're looking at kind of themes of our life around 2018, what perhaps needs wrapping up, closing off, clearing out from that time. Are there any threads still coming through? Is there anything that needs to be dealt with? And what happens whenever Uranus stations retrograde is that there's almost this little mini inner revolution and rebellion. So this is a time when you need to really free yourself to be yourself. It will help you to look at old patterns, old beliefs, old structures in your life, and all of this will get really, really shaken up. But most of all, it will show you the old identities that need releasing and letting go of in order for you to begin to step into someone new. As Uranus starts the retrograde period in Gemini, we'll begin by looking at the stories of your mind. So you begin by looking at your mind. Is my mind supportive of me? Do I always tell myself the same stories over again that prevent me from doing what I want to do? We'll have like a little makeover, a little mini revolution in your mind. We're like, I don't want to keep thinking this anymore. I don't want to keep believing this anymore. I don't want to keep telling myself this anymore. And then as Uranus moves back into Taurus, we'll then look at, are you living in alignment with your values? What are your levels of self-worth like? What are your foundations like? Remember, we talked about that from the start of the week. Are your inner foundation strong? Your self-belief, your self-trust, all of that's going to be looked at. And so this will be just a little mini inner revolution where any of those old parts of you, old fears, anxieties, worries, beliefs, identities, really get shaken up to the surface so we can look at them and go, I love you, but I don't need you anymore. We can begin to let go of those parts of us so we can begin to become more free to be who we are. And then this week gets so powerfully wrapped up at the end of the week when on Sunday we get the Pisces full moon total lunar eclipse. Now, this is also what's known as a blood moon because it's a total eclipse. And we will actually be able to see this from the UK. We'll see this from much of Australia, Asia, Africa, Europe. And what will happen if you can see the moon is the moon will go this beautiful shade of red. So this is now the kind of the midpoint of this big eclipse portal that we're in. And this Pisces full moon total lunar eclipse working with the North Node in Pisces is now this big call towards those Pisces North Node energies of trusting your intuition and inner knowing, a deep inner spiritual foundation. Everything we talked about at the beginning of the week, that Saturn moving back into Pisces, wanted you to build the foundations of, this full moon is going to illuminate it. This full moon is going to ask you to really begin to let go of the doubts and the fears and the questions of, is this true? Or will this work out? Or what if this happens? Or what if that happens? And all the ways that we try to logic. And so with this kind of eclipse portal we're in at the moment, we're moving away from those Virgo South Node energies of, again, it's beautiful. We've got Virgo energies this week. We've got Mercury, the planet that rules Virgo, in Virgo. So we're being shown and highlighted as well into these Virgo South Node energies. We're moving away from the fault finding, the perfectionism, the pickiness. We're moving away from the logic, having to have it all worked out before we'll make a move. Well, tell me exactly how. It needs to make logical sense. It needs to be able to put into a spreadsheet. I need to know exactly how until I'll do the thing. We're moving away from that, of trying to like strangle our dreams by trying to wrangle them into a spreadsheet and make them make sense. And instead we're moving towards that living in alignment with our deepest intuition and inner knowing, feeling the call. May not make sense, but it doesn't matter. We just go straight back into that trust and that belief. And if this dream or desire or niggle is within me, it's there for a reason, and I'm going to follow it and explore it and see where it takes me. And so this moon is going to really illuminate all of those ways that we're still living in doubt and fear and trying to grip and control and micromanage life and make it make sense, and ask us to just move towards deep trust. And if you've got your spiritual foundation strong over this week, which the start of the week asked you to do, It's way easier to move into that trust and to take the leap when you've got that strong inner spiritual foundation, where you can say, I trust myself and I trust the universe, so I know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be taken care of. I've got 5 seconds to go. I got it all in for us. I'm sending you so much love for the week ahead.